All right, people, how you guys doing today? What's going on? How's everybody doing? How's the new year treating everybody? Wait, am I centered here? We're here. We're here. We're good. We're good. Shout out to Pat in the chat. What's going on, Pat? I saw CK earlier. Apparently, he's getting his tooth worked on. So, CK, shout out to you. Hope your tooth thing goes okay. Professor Grass, shout out to you, bro. Got the job back, so everything's coming up Millhouse around here. We're all excited about it. I got James here from all the way across the pond. James, what's going on? How are you doing today, buddy?
All right, peeps. Rocking the Ed Hardy. No, I've been on the bag today. Been training on the bag just over there. Got my Lonsdale, my indoor bag. You know, I've been training for this potential fight with Matt Mead. You know, I'm gonna iron him out. You know, iron him out for the porn star. You know, be a knight in shining armor. You know, save the day because I don't like alleged wife beaters. You know,
Right.
I don't like the people that put it on the women. So you know, if I have to step in and have a little street fight, mate, I'll iron him out. Be like that.
Yeah, you had a little bit of beef there, didn't you? What was all that about? I saw you were catching the karmic Scarlet stream. How was that, bro?
Oh, mate, you set me up like a right kicker there, didn't you? It's like, yeah, you know, go over there and see Scarlet in action. 3 hours later, you know, I had to be, I was like passed out on the sofa. I was like, shit, is this over? Fucking hell, this is like, fucking hell, mate. It was terrible. It was like, I don't know, a car crash is terrible. You know, car crash has got to be one of the poor, miserable sod, right? Basically, for 3 hours, his chat just verbally abused him, right? Verbally abused him top to bottom. I didn't see anyone in the chat say anything nice about him, right? And you had this poor spaced out old porn star, right? And like, I like her. I like that Scarlett. There's something endearing about her. You know what I mean? She seems like a nice girl, but she's caught herself between an alleged abuser, alleged. I like to hasten this. No suing, alleged, right? And fucking this karmic guy, or car crash as I like to call him. And I look at him, right? This guy, right? Can you imagine it, right? How dopey this cunt is, right? He had a porn star begging for him. She was practically giving it to him on a plate, right? And he snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. And he's decided to go back to the ugliest bird online that you've ever seen, right? You know, the only bird uglier than this Felicia is Ricada's missus. I'm telling you. I mean, because she looks like an extra for. If she's off the gear, she might have improved and put some weight on. But last time I saw her, she looked like an extra from The Walking Dead. But this Felicia, I tell you, if you're trying to compare Scarlett Hampson, right, porn star, and fucking Felicia, who looks like who should have a paper bag on her head every time she leaves the house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know how he managed to balls that up. You know, I couldn't get it. 1 minute he was like, it's like an open goal in football, right? No goalkeeper, no defenders. The goal right in front of you, 6-yard box. Just roll it in, mate. You both live in the same area. I don't know how you can miss, right? As soon as the stream's over, get in your car and drive over to her drum, and it will be the greatest night of your life. And he's like, oh yeah, Scarlett. Good Scarlett, good Scarlett. Fucking hell, mate. This guy is an embarrassment to all men. And I understand why people give him a hard time. I wouldn't abuse him. I wouldn't abuse him like people do in the chat, because they say some nasty, disgusting shit.
Yeah, they get after him. They get after him.
They are proper dirty trolls, mate.
Yeah.
They get right on my nerves. But I couldn't believe this guy. He's the biggest drip, the biggest drip online. I tell you, no wonder people watch us, right? Because it's peak masculinity compared to what you see on those streams. I tell you, I don't know what they're doing, mate. He didn't even have to get a drunk, mate. He didn't even have to put in the rehypnol. He didn't have to do anything. It was it's fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean that's terrible. I mean, I'm sure we've all been there before as men, right? When we're hitting on a girl or something like that, and she's into us, or maybe we're not paying attention, we don't pick up on the signals, and we completely screw it up. Or maybe you take a girl out on a date and you start talking to her a lot and you say too many things and you kind of turn her off or whatever. Have you ever been in that situation, James? Have you ever, had a sure thing, or, whatever you're going to call a sure thing is, and then all of a sudden your big mouth gets in the way and you say something like, I totally voted for Trump, or, oh yeah, I totally, global warming's a conspiracy, it's not real, or some shit like that, and the woman flips out on you and says, oh my God, take me home right now. Have you ever had something like that happen?
Mouth. Can you imagine the thought of me having a big mouth? That's just ridiculous. I can't even imagine a scenario where I would have a big mouth. How can you miss, right, when you say, all right, darling, how you doing? Fancy a bag of fish and chips and a bit of slap and tickle later. How can you fail? You can't miss with lines like that. I mean, it's impossible. But no, I think the worst time I think the worst situation I ever got in was when I was like in Eastbourne and I was living with my best mate at the time, Dan. Now, the problem about some relationships are when you're like, I hate using this word, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to put, you know, when you're two alpha males, right?
Yeah.
And you're going out every night on the prowl and you've got the same taste in women.
Right,
And you've
right.
also slept with a lot of the same women
Yeah.
in the area, right? But then there's one girl, right? There's one girl that you put on a pedestal.
The
It's your
unicorn.
dream
The
girl.
unicorn, right?
Yeah. And mine was Emma Huggett. She was my like dream girl. She was blonde, which is my thing. Blue
Right.
eyes, which is my thing.
Okay.
And she had my favourite occupation
Yeah.
for a woman to have. She was a hairdresser. I love hairdressers. Hairdressers is my favourite occupation, right? So she was a hairdresser. And this is back when I had hair and I could sneak in and get a haircut. So, right? So, like, she's a hairdresser. And she always used to be in the club, right? She would always, like, be aloof. All her mates were, like, the cool group and they were aloof. So I'd be there going like this. I'd be, like, doing the moves, slipping it, giving it a bit of this.
Yeah, what's
On the
that?
dance
What's that?
floor, right in front of her, giving her all the jig, right? And then for one time, right, I was with another girl, right?
Right.
And then she decides to pay attention to me because I'm with another girl,
Yeah.
right? So I do the worst thing possible, right?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I've been off the really nice girl, right? I've been her off in the club that moment. As soon as
Yeah.
like she came over and she started dancing, I was like, "Sling your hook, darling. I'm taking my chance with this one." You know what I mean? So I go with this one, right? And she was terrible in bed. Terrible. Terrible. You know, like a woman that just lies there like an ironing board. Do you have ironing boards over there?
Yeah.
You know where you do your ironing. Imagine
Yeah.
a surfboard, right? Imagine you know a surfboard, right?
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
just like that. She just lied in bed like a surfboard.
Yeah.
And I'm here giving it like, come on, darling. Come on, yeah, come on. And like, you couldn't get a tune out of her. 2 hours later, mate, it was fucking terrible. I was knackered and I was like, was that good for you, darling? Because that was terrible for me. You know what I mean? The thing that I'd long wanted, the thing that I'd long aspired to, the thing that I'd long dreamed of, and it was the worst sexual experience of my life, mate. It was like shagging an inanimate object. You know what I mean? There was just no life there. She had all the looks, she had all the talent, she had all the moves, but she didn't have the moves in the bedroom. She was fucking useless, mate.
Yeah, we call that.
Was just too pretty. I think she was just too good looking.
Yeah, she's too
some
pretty.
Some women that are too good looking, she doesn't have to try it. She was just too good looking. All the men would cut their own throats to be with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of pretty women are like that. We call that starfish fucking over here, when they just kind of lay in the bed like a starfish, and you know you're sitting there like you're trying to start some kind of like you know, your lawnmower. You keep pulling it. You keep trying to start it.
Come on. I was like, I was giving it all my best moves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pulling their faces. I was going, come on.
All that stuff, yeah. You're trying to do all that, and like she's giving you
like,
nothing back.
Like
yeah,
you know,
stone cold face.
You know, like when they do the cross thing, it's like when in the Depeche Mode do Reach Out and Touch Faith. It was kind of, or Marilyn Manson, where they do the mocking cross. It's kind of like this, flaky, just like this.
That's terrible, bro.
And it was nothing to do with me. I was giving it my best, you know. I was giving it 12 out of 10. So I don't think it was anything to do with me, because I have you know, there's nothing wrong with the grab 'em techniques. I get in and get out in less than 30 seconds, and I don't want to hear anything else about it.
No, I hear you, man. And one time, that kind of stuff happens all the time. It's like these really attractive women that once they get alone, maybe they're a little insecure or whatever, and they don't want to, you know, they're unsure of how to express themselves, and so that definitely happens. And then you got the, you know, you got some attractive women that are just crazy, bro. Like if they had any professional experience, they're nuts with it. But I had a situation one time where this girl, she had this dog. And she always wanted the dog. She took the dog with her, a little tiny. She took it with her everywhere. So the dog was used to always being like right next to her. So like we go in our room or whatever, or when I was over at her place, and the dog kept trying to get in the room. You know, kept barking, going howling, scratching on the door and everything, going nuts and all that stuff. And then she lets the dog in. The dog jumps right on the bed. I'm like, no, this ain't gonna happen. What the hell is this all about? And so that was.
You want to know another weird one I had?
Yeah,
you
what you got?
Weird one,
Yeah.
I was working in a call center in Hastings. And, you know, I got chatting to this girl because, you know, when you're in a call centre, it's just like monitors, phones. You know, there's about 8 of you. There's about 8 of you in a cubicle. So what I used to do, I used to just goof off. Like, you had a phone, right, and you could just basically shove the calls in. If it wasn't something where you could make money on, like people buying insurance where you get like bonuses, I would press the extension button and I would bung them off to someone else to deal with. So then I would just like swing around in my swivel chair and I was like, I saw this bird. Now she weren't all that, but she was a bit promiscuous. Everyone said she was like loose. So I was like, you're all right, darling, what you doing later? And she goes, oh, nothing. She goes, you can come back to mine if you want. And I was like, well, I ain't really fucking dressed for it, am I? I've got work clothes on, I've got nothing to change into. And she's like, oh, it's all right. You can stay over and, you know, you just like iron the clothes out in the morning and go and work. You can drive me into work. And I'm like, all right then. So I go into her fucking house, right? And in her house, right, there's her mother, there's her father, right? And there's her granddad, and he's a bit infirm, right? And he's sitting in a chair, right in front of her bedroom, right? And I'm like, well, this is a bit dicey, isn't it? So I go into her bedroom, right? And she's got one of them dog baskets on the floor where the dog sits, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, all right. And then she goes, all right, you know, she goes, oh, we'll watch a bit of TV before we get down to it. And I'm like, okay.
She said that? She said
TV. So she wanted to watch an episode of this soap called EastEnders, which is really big over it.
Yeah.
So we watch EastEnders, right?
She's got like a whole plan. She's like, no, we got to watch TV first. We got to, you know, not just...
So she takes her clothes off, right? And I take my clothes off, right? And I'm like, she goes, we'll have to be a bit quiet because Granddad falls asleep in the chair. And I'm like, what's he's just saying? He's not going to bed. He's in the chair outside the other side of the door.
Yeah, what do they think you're doing in there?
They obviously know. She obviously brings a load of blokes back and they don't give a shit. They're cool parents. Right? So I'm like, well, fuck me, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm still going to go through with this because I'm here now, right?
Right.
And then she's
you can't waste your time. You got to get something out of it.
She starts whistling. And I'm going, well, who are you whistling to, me? And she goes, no, the dog. He always sleeps on the bed. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? How the fuck? So we're going to be having sex and the dog's going to be sleeping at the bottom of the bed. Oh, yeah, it won't matter. She said, it'll be all right. He won't take it. He'll be asleep in a minute. I'm like, so I've got your granddad outside the door and I've got the dog sleeping on the bed and I'm like, oh, fucking drop me out, mate. I did it, you know what I mean? And it was like, she goes...
Yeah, of course, you have to do it. I mean, like, you're already there.
Imagine, I've got poor old Gramps outside the door and I've got the dog at the end of the bed and I'm like, oh, God, mate.
Yeah.
I was like, the next day I was like, hey, can you move me to another section? I never want to see this girl again in my fucking life, mate, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, how'd that go at work afterwards? Did you see her very much after that or never?
No. Someone goes to me, why are you wearing the same clothes? They go, you didn't go around her. They go, oh, I saw you coming with her. You didn't go around her house, did you? And I said, yeah. And he said, isn't it weird, he goes, when you're banging her, the dog's at the end of the bed. I'm like, not you and all you.
He knew about it. He already knew about it.
Apparently, if there's a bloke, mate, she takes them all home. It's like, fucking hell, mate.
It was like going to see a movie.
It's like, fucking hell. It's like, oi, at lunchtime, do you want to compare notes? And I'm like, no, I don't think so, mate. You can leave me out of that one.
Damn. Bro, that got me, man. That was, he's like, in their house weird. Oh, man, that's good.
How strange is that? It's fucking bizarre. It's amazing, isn't it? The weird situations that you end up getting yourself in. It's like, fuck me.
Bro.
I couldn't believe. I wonder how many other people there were, because, you know, like, what are the chances? They've all had it. And imagine she didn't care. She just didn't give a shit. It's like, oh, yeah, another one I've knocked off my list. It's like an initiation when you get a new job, innit? It's like an initiation process. You've all got to have sex with this girl or something.
Yeah. No, that's fucking wild, man. That's crazy. And everybody was describing her house at work. That's insane. I had one situation where I met this girl And I went back to her place. But here's the reason: you don't want these crazy girls to know where you live. You don't want them to know where you live. I've had the stalking thing. We've done that. I've had the girl climbing over my back fence at like 4 a.m. We've all done that, right? So you're like, oh yeah, I'll come by your place or whatever. And so this girl, I went by her place, and she was like a hoarder. She had like clothes and everything stacked up to the ceiling. She had like a dog that was running around. She had like 2 or 3 cats. You know, she had like these cat, you know, the where they do their business, their kitty litter area or whatever. She had like 2 or 3 of those overflowing, bro. It was gross, bro. I couldn't handle it. Had to bounce out of there. It was so claustrophobic, and as soon as I walked in, like, you know, I'm very sensitive to mold. I just felt like mold, like that prickles, like the pins and needles on my skin, and I like my spidey sense, and it was like yelling at me, like, "Get the fuck out of there! Get the fuck out of there!"
There's a stench, isn't there? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in like?
Yeah, it was like that.
Do you know? Have you ever had sex with a bird that's a bit fat?
No.
Right.
Yeah,
I got battered one night. One night, right?
What happened with that?
And I had sex with this girl called Hannah, right?
Yeah. How fat was she?
And no word of a lie. She put in 110%. I'm telling you. I know there's only 100%, but those girls, they don't lie there and think of England. She put in 100% effort. Yeah. She was like the full works, mate. If you imagine getting the deluxe car wash, right? She was the super deluxe car wash, right? But the problem was, right? Yeah. she had the meat sweats, right? And like, you could smell the meat. She had a lot of meat because she was fat. You could smell the meat through her skin. So, like, because she was working up a sweat, she got the meat sweat. And the stench was unbelievable, man.
It was like hot dog water, wasn't it? That's what I had.
The worst thing, right? She squirted all over my bed and absolutely ruined it, mate. Ruined it. I had to chuck the mattress out.
Oh shit!
It was fucked, right? And the stench, you know, the stench from it, the stench from the meat sweats, and that was disgusting. Yeah. You couldn't believe it. But I will say one thing about that girl, Hannah. She put in 110%. She was one of those fat girls, right? That was fat, but she had a cute face. You know, the ones that have cute faces.
There's a lot of there's a lot of fat girls with cute faces, and you're sitting there thinking, why don't you just lose a little bit of weight? You'd actually be hot, man. You know, instead of like, you know, whatever, just get in the gym or control the eating or whatever. But you know, that's crazy. How fat was she, bro? Like, you know, was she like? She wasn't fat or
she
what?
Wasn't super fat. I'd say she was chubby. You know, she wasn't fat or obese. She was chubby. You know, like the girls that John likes, the black girls. You know, a bit curvy, a bit. You know, a bit like.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't. Yeah, that's not really fat.
Like she had one like, you know, like spare tires. I would say she was like virgin on a spare tire.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't. She was kind of getting towards fat. She wasn't really fat yet. I was thinking like this big fat obese woman just jumping on top of you on the bed.
It's not like the birds that John shags, you know, the bird from Road Trip. Have you seen that, where the skinny guy, he's got the pants, he goes, I boinked her. When have you seen that when he's like Road Trip? There's that scene in Road Trip where he says he boinked her and she's like a huge black girl.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I was wondering. I was like, is it going to be a lot of? Are you talking women like that? Because everybody has a different idea of what fat is.
And I want you to know. I know some people put 2 and 2 together and come up with 5. The girl I'm talking about was not Courtney Brooke. I know she's got 3 dogs, but it wasn't Courtney Brooke. I have not had sexual relations with Courtney Brooke. Thank you.
Yeah, you're still working on that. We got John in the chat. He says, chubby girls know they got to put a lot of extra work in. You know, that's true, and they also want to hold on to you. John, I just, for everybody else, I just dropped the link.
I do not want these girls to hold on to me because I would not want to crack a rib. I do not want to get a rib cracked. It's fucking painful.
No, facts. They know they got to bring a little something extra. I just dropped the link in the bruvs chat for you guys if you guys want to jump in. Facts. No, it's true though. You know, you gotta there's definitely a give and take. There's 2 sides of the coin. You know, I've gone out with really attractive women that were like almost models, and I've had a terrible time with them. You know, some of them. couldn't get off their phone. Some of them they had no personality. Some of them just wanted to be entertained. So it all has to do with, I guess, what you're looking for. And I've always looked for, like, a girl that I want to have as a girlfriend or want to date. I don't get along well with just like the whole one night stand thing or anything like that. Because if I don't think that you're enjoying it or something like that in your face and I can't see that, then it really weirds me out and turns me off. And I'm like, well, just fuck it. I'll just hit the road, Jack. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, chubby girls, they put in a lot of effort.
I don't care. You know what I mean? As long as I have my fun, that's what I care about.
Yeah, well, I mean, damn, right? You either got the 2-hour marathon with a girl who you can't even tell if she's enjoying it, or you're going to get the 30-minute meat sweats, but somebody who's really happy and thrilled about it.
That's so bizarre, that is. Imagine, like, shagging a bird that smells like a Sunday roast. It's crazy, isn't it?
That's the line of the day right there. Imagine shagging a girl that smells like a Sunday roast. Yeah, but hey, if she can cook, I mean, I'll be all, I'm coming around on it. Maybe I missed out on some opportunities right there. Maybe I would have already been, locked down or married or whatever if I had only opened the door to a more plus size individual.
It's weird, I had this idea about, like, what levels of attractiveness and, like, what counts as hot and gorgeous and fit and proper rockets, and then what counts as not. But since I've been watching, I watch a lot of these, like, massage videos, where they do back adjustments and that. And know that guy I showed you, his name's like Shlemenko, he's got some kind of name. He finds all these amazing looking Eastern European, Russian girls, Ukrainian girls, people from like Belarus and that, and they are otherworldly, mate. Otherworldly, man. There isn't an ounce of fat on them. They're like fucking 6 foot tall. They've got the bone structure. It's different gravy, mate. It's like, I suppose it's like if you live in California and you see all like the model types and the actresses. It's just different levels, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. No, that's the truth. And also, when you get out and about and like, you get in an area where the girls aren't very attractive, your understanding of what attractiveness, it changes. It goes down, right? So if you're around a bunch of women that are 10s and you see a 6, she's a 6. But then if you go around, an area where the hottest girl's like a 7, you're going to see that 6 is a 9. It's going to kind of shift your mentality. I remember I went to an engineering school and there was only a couple of girls there. But everybody fought over these girls tooth and nail trying to get a hold of them. And they weren't the most attractive girls, far from it. But after you're there, you're just trying to survive, right? And you're looking at these only girls that are there, like, oh my God, she's attractive. Then you come back home.
Do you know what one of my favourite things to do online is, right, if you've got a like semi-famous online girl, right, or someone that people perceive to be hot or they find attractive, I'll do my tongue-in-cheek flirting. I'll do a bit of bands like you do, but then I always like to look, right. So say you got Pats, right, or Forrest Mummy, or Scarlett Hampton, right, or Courtney Brooke. You'll have these guys, right. Imagine they're shouting really loud, "You're gorgeous. I love you." You notice that all in the comments. They don't really know how to conduct themselves or handle themselves. They see a woman that they vaguely find attractive, they think's fit, and the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "I love you, you're gorgeous." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, they are the most gormless individuals in the world, and I love to see it. If you go for it, that's all that Scarlett Hampton's thing is. Yeah. And I've seen it in Pats, I've seen it in Forest Mummies, I've seen it in Courtney Brooks. Because I don't follow a lot of women because it's always in the comments. It's just blokes that are so lustful and desperate. And this isn't a knock on the women. Because most of them are in relationships. It isn't a knock on them, but their behaviour is just so alien to me. It's like that creepy, desperate behaviour. You know what I mean? They reek of desperation.
Well, I think they don't understand how women work. We got a CK. He says UC Berkeley Engineering School. They only had 3 women and they were not lookers. Facts. Engineering women typically are not lookers. But it's kind of
still got in there, didn't he? CK still took their pictures.
Yeah, shout out to CK. I hope your tooth, CK got his tooth removed or something today. I hope that went okay for him. But, that's the thing is that, like...
he was going for a personality transplant. Is that what he was going for? No, personality transplant.
Yeah. But no, it's the truth. You have to really... the women... if you treat them like you're their fan, they're going to treat you like that. If you want to have a real relationship with the woman or whatever... then you got to treat her like a normal person, even if she's very attractive or whatever. You got to bust her balls. You got to have a good time. You know, you can't let her get away with stuff. You can't let her manipulate you. And then, you know, you come on the internet, it's all these, you know, strange men or strange people. I think most of them are Indians. I don't know. They're all from India. And they're sitting there just like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. Give me some. Talk to me. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, sit on my face. Sit on my face. And it's like, dude, it's just so weird. You know what I mean? No woman wants that kind of stuff.
Do you know what it was? What I think about it? I've been watching a lot of the Courtney Brooke videos, as you know. So I watch her stream because I like her. I find her funny. She's got good bands. She's got good humour. She runs a good show. And I really like her chat. But you'll see sometimes, won't you? You'll see some guy, he'll just drop $50, $100, $150, $200. Now, you and me are giving really good entertainment. You know, we're giving good entertainment. It's good bands. It's a good laugh. If we're monetised, we'll be lucky to get 2p in a box of Jaffa cakes. You know what I mean?
Right,
we won't be making anything like that in a super chat. Even though you're a good-looking guy, I'm a good-looking guy, we won't be making any kind of that money. But like Courtney will be raking the dough in. You know, if Forest Mummy was streaming, she'd be raking the dough in. You know what I mean? Or any you know, like that Zia, she puts a bikini on and she rakes the money in. You know what I mean? If you and me came on stream in our fucking boxer shorts, we wouldn't even make we would make some money, but we wouldn't make half of that money. You know what I mean? Women have just got that. And then you see what happens to those guys. Those guys turn up to the Twitch convention and then they grab that poor girl and try, you know what I mean? It's like they think that's how you interact with a woman that you've never met. You just grab her and stick your tongue down her throat and you think she's gonna like it when she's probably engaged or got a boyfriend or got a husband.
No, facts.
Remember that Amaranth? That Amaranth is the queen of doing that. The money that she rinsed off people doing the girlfriend thing, didn't she? She done the girlfriend gag, didn't she? You know, that was her thing. I'm your girlfriend. Oh, thanks for the presents. Thanks for the clothes. Thanks for... They were buying her fucking jewellery, everything. Anything she wanted, anything she asked for, some geezer would drop 30 grand like it was nothing. You know what I mean? For the girlfriend experience. Some women, you know, they just know how to play men, and some men are so pathetic and they don't have the masculinity or the nous up here or the experience of coming from that world where it was all bar culture and going to the pubs and going to the restaurants. They don't have that experience because of like pre-COVID and after COVID. None of these men know how to conduct themselves and act properly.
Yeah, no, you're right. And, you know, the only time that I've ever, it's not reciprocated by women either. Women aren't out there trying to pay men or anything like that. That's not how it works. The only time that I've ever experienced something kind of like that is, you know, I'm going out with the girls or whatever, taking a couple of ladies with me, and we'd go out and they'd want to go to like West Hollywood or different places like Abbot Kinney or something like that in LA. And the West Hollywood area is the gay bar area, if you guys aren't familiar. And in Abbot Kinney, they have a couple gay bars too. But they're not just like normal, I don't know, run-of-the-mill kind of gay bars. They're like more like performances, right? Where you have like, there's men standing up on top of the bar, like juggling and doing all kinds of stuff. And, you know,
pouring cages in their Speedos.
Yeah, stuff like that, pouring out shots here and there and everything like that. Every time I went out with these women, we go out. They want to go there. Fuck, I don't care. Let's go. Every time I went there, bro, I got free drinks the entire night. People were buying me drinks the whole night. I didn't care. I had a good time. Everybody was nice. Even if I went to some bars and I'm like, you know, I'm with the ladies, you know, they're like, I don't care. We're still going to buy you drinks. And I'm just like, okay. That's how it is. And that's the funny thing about gay guys is that they're always got that eye on you. Even if they know that you're straight, they're always like, maybe. And you're like, no, bro, no. And I don't think women they don't understand that. But they do understand that coming from men, right? Because men are always like, no, I'm just your friend. I'm just unless you want to fuck. Do you want to fuck? Do you want to fuck? You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of wild like that. They
say to you, they go, oh, I'll be the one to turn you. I'll be the one to convert you.
Yeah, they say that shit.
That to you, don't
yeah,
they?
Yeah. They're
I remember I was in Nuki once, right? And this was when I was in my prime, so I was like 21. And I used to go out, right? Even though I was freezing my fucking balls off and I do nothing but complain about the weather my entire life. Right. I would wear jeans and I would wear a black vest. So right. I look like a semi-puff anyway, right? So like we're getting this bus into town to go to the clubs from like where we were staying because we were staying on the caravan site. So we get this bus into town, and then this gay guy starts coming on to me, right?
Yeah.
As you do, and all my mates think this is hilarious, and I'm going, look, mate, I know you're not going to believe this because I'm dressed like a puff, but I'm not actually gay. I am straight, and he wouldn't believe me, right? So you know what he did, right?
What?
He grabbed my cock and balls and practically twisted it off, and he was like, "You like that, don't you?" And I said, "Not really, mate." And I said, "And if you don't remove your hand, I'm going to iron you out, you cunt." You know what I'm saying? It's like,
No, it's true.
It's like, it's seriously that. And like, but I don't make a big deal about it. He sexually assaulted me, technically, but I don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to take it as a compliment. If you're getting fucking, like, if gay guys fancy you, that means you're good looking.
Yeah.
You don't have to reciprocate. I'm not telling you to go full-blown puff. But I'm saying it's kind of a good thing in a way.
Yeah. Welcome, John, Miami John, to the stream. Hey, John, good to see you, buddy.
What's up, guys?
Glad you made it out of your Uber and your.
The night stalker. Have you heard about him in Miami? They're looking for him. He's the night stalker. He gets in.
No,
he's out in the back alleys looking for big booty black women.
Yeah, no, I've had James. I've had similar experiences with gay men that are very forward. And, you tell women that and they just laugh about it. But, you know, hey, if you're out and you try to grab a woman's ass or grab her tits or something, she's going to have like a full-on meltdown about it. So that's how that goes. Miami John, have you had anything like that happen or no?
Not out and about. Well, there was one time in my Uber, right? I picked up these guys from a bar, a gay bar, and they fucking were going to... It's basically like the late night, all night degenerate spot in Miami, like the best place ever.
Yeah.
And I drop him off. They get out of the car, and then one starts walking back. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe he dropped his phone. So I roll down the window and unlock the door, and he peeks his head in the window and he's like, "Hey, you trying to get your dick sucked?" And I'm like, "Nope, don't think my girlfriend would like that too much, and neither would I." So
yeah, you're like hard pass or no soft pass on that one, right? There's nothing hard about it.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some areas that I avoid after certain hours when I'm out driving because they get wild.
Yeah, and they're very forward, and even if they know that you're straight, I mean that makes you kind of a target anyway. That's like a little trophy. Yeah,
that is my favourite scene in a movie. You know when they go like the Blue Oyster Club in Police Academy.
Yeah,
I reckon I would love it if there was a place like that in Miami, and I'm ever in Miami. I've got to go in there just for a giggle. I've got to go in there like where they're all dressed up like Freddie Mercury. You know what I mean, in the leather. I'm like, fuck, I'm going in there. I don't give a flying fuck, mate. I'm going in there.
Well, that's the thing, man. Most gay bars are more of a show. It's more of an experience. You know, it really is more fun rather than just going in and drinking. They have like bands. They have singing, karaoke. They have usually have great food. You know, so you might want to.
All the gay guys, right? All the gay guys that I've ever known when I was like going out in Brighton, because Brighton's the gay capital. It's just up the road. Brighton is like the gay capital of the United Kingdom, right? The one thing I know about gay guys, they're best friends with the hottest women.
That is facts.
That is facts.
So because you know why, right? The hottest women, right? When they go out, they want to feel safe.
Yeah.
So how do they feel safe? They go out with gay guys because they know the gay guys ain't gonna fucking hit on them.
Right.
So they got all that when they go out. So if you're smart, right, you would go to some of those gay bars and you might find the woman of your dreams if you like.
Yeah. No, it's true, man. I've seen some of the most knockout women at these gay bars, and of course, you see a whole bunch of, even especially in West Hollywood, like. The Abbey is in West Hollywood. It used to be a huge hot spot for all kinds of celebrities. They would just show up there and roll through, all the time you would see them. And you could just party with them, having a good time. Because they, like James, like you said, because they know they're going to be safe. And I'm sure they got bars like that in Miami, right, John? I mean, all over the place, probably.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I've picked up and dropped off, obviously, straight women at gay bars, for sure.
Yeah, all the time. And they got, I'm sure Miami's popping. I mean, probably way more so than LA is right now. LA is like, I don't know, man. It just fell apart, bro.
LA last call is like 1:30.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that.
No, yeah. All the bars close at 2. How late is it in Miami, John? Is it 4?
The earliest ones close at 3. Then there's certain ones that close at 4. Most of them are around 5. And then there's a 24-hour district.
Oh wow, 24-hour district. Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds like fun. But it's a good place to check out. And I say don't be afraid of the gay bars. Yeah, like James said, you meet a whole bunch of really attractive women there, and it's really a target-rich environment if there's a lot of women there. And there a lot of times there is if it's a flashy place or if they have a gimmick or something like that. And sometimes guys get in for free. Straight guys get in for free. They can just tell if you're straight or not. And they just let you in. I don't know, but it's pretty funny. Pat says gay guys are safe and really good dancers. And that's true. Yeah. A lot of the times it's more about like going out and having like a dance, having more of an event. Then you think about like the typical Western bar. You just go out and drink, and that's all you do there. But like at gay bars, they're more like European bars, and they have the dancing, they have the food, they have all kinds of stuff. We got the ripoff first in the chat. He says he met James at a gay bar. Yeah,
don't tell everyone, for fuck's sake, you know what I mean? I'm laughing as a straight guy, for fuck's sake. You've got to ruin all my credibility.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Once they see me dance right, it's over. They're going to go, he's definitely gay because he's got the moves, mate. I'm like fucking, that scene, right? I'll tell you, when I come to America, right, I'm gonna challenge someone to a dance off, like in American Pie with Stifler. Yeah. I'm gonna start pulling the moves. I'm gonna have a dance off with a gay guy, and at the end he's gonna go. Instead of saying "I love you, Stiffy," he's gonna go, "I love you, Grabby. I love you, Grabham. You're the best." Yeah. He's gonna be saying that, mate. That's what he's gonna be saying, mate.
Yeah, you already have that all lined up in your mind, don't you? I was thinking a little bit more like Napoleon Dynamite. You kind of get that going on, get a little bit of that action. But no,
I just want to have fun, right? You know what I mean? When you go out, right, the whole point of going out is to have fun. Yeah. The worst thing, right, is sitting in the corner and nursing a beer.
That's the worst.
You know what I mean? I want to be in it, and I want to be amongst it, and I want to be having a fucking laugh. I reckon Rip-Off first, right? If you went out with Rip-Off first, I reckon it'd be a fucking quality night, mate.
Yeah,
I reckon it'd be
so.
Quality. I knew he was golden, right? Even though he was just mugging me off there, and I should really give him a slap. You know what I mean? But he's like, I should really give him a slap. But he's suffering. He's in Scotland and he's freezing to death, mate.
He's freezing his balls off, bro. Freezing his balls off.
Like, you can imagine, he doesn't play favourites. You know what I mean? So there's no lying in him. There's no lying in him. He doesn't lie to get ahead. He doesn't play favourites with anyone. He gives you an honest opinion, and I can respect a man who gives an honest opinion. Because in this online game, you always have to play favourites and kiss everyone's ass to get ahead, don't you?
That's the truth.
I don't kiss anyone's fucking ass. You don't. John doesn't. And Rip-Off first doesn't. I can respect that. And he's a good ball breaker, He'll take the piss out of you. But then the next thing, he'll probably have his hand in your pocket and buying you a beer, So he's like a good guy. I can imagine he'd be a good laugh.
So you did meet him at that gay bar. Facts. Yeah. No, bro, what about, speaking of freezing your ass off up in Scotland, you heard about what was going on in Germany, didn't you? About how they had this pseudo terrorist attack that shut down the power for the whole city in Berlin or whatever, and they got no power for 4 or 5 days. They're all freezing their asses off, and the government's telling them that they won't be able to turn it on for another 5 weeks or something. Meanwhile, they're shipping out all the immigrants, and they're putting them in 5-star hotels and letting the German people freeze to death. Did you hear about that in Miami, John?
No, I hadn't heard about it, but the last time they started putting other people ahead of Germans, it didn't turn out so good.
Yeah, are they trying to bring back old Adolf or what?
It's a great replacement theory, isn't it? Kill off all the old white Germans, the good ones, the Aryans. Kill off all the Aryans, the proper Germans, and replace them with people that look like fucking E.T.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? I heard about that, and then I heard that they were saying that they weren't going to be able to get it fixed for 5 weeks, and I was like, holy shit, what are they trying to do out there? Yeah, you ain't going to be going out. Yeah, in the middle of winter, and over there in Germany, it ain't no soft winter like me out here. I still got my wife beater tank top on. I threw on this shirt so I could look semi-professional. I got my beanie on. That's about it. I got my shorts on. I know Miami John's over there. He doesn't even have pants on. He's doing this whole podcast thing with no pants. And the poor James, you're up there freezing your ass off in England, bro. Is it still cold up there?
I'm like a homeless person on the street, right? I have to get blind drunk every night just to not feel the cold. You know what I mean? I'm drinking like 10 cans of Stella just to stay upright.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna start lifting weights soon.
Yeah, he can get the weights back out. Now, what, James? What are you eating?
Because
Are
I've got to
you?
beat up Matt Mead, you know. I've got to be the knight in shining armour for a porn star. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, right? I've got to
No.
boldly go where every man has gone before.
Yeah,
That's a very
boldly.
bold move. That's a
Very bold.
move.
Very bold. Yeah, James.
I'm going to follow in the footsteps of our great African American community.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Facts. Yeah. Speaking of, bro, that's facts. What are you eating over there, James? I see you starting to munch on something.
I'm just eating all these swizzles. This is the bad sugar that's not good for you. Look.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. You were telling me you still knew some of those guys that sold stuff on the corner. Is that what you got from them?
Yeah, exactly. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Wink,
It's
wink.
like,
Went out.
do you have like sweet shops in America? Do you have like old fashioned sweet shops?
Yes,
haven't
but
seen one in a
they're
while.
declining. They're declining. Yeah.
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 Yeah, we
There
got
used
one
to
in
be
we got
one,
one in Hailsham where they sell all like the old boiled sweets and everything that rots your teeth, and you get. See, if you eat them, you'll get that. See, I'm aiming to get that British teeth. You know what I mean? Where they're all chipped and yellow
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
mangy.
It's
You know
so
what I mean? Because like people are saying I've got nice teeth, so I've got to kind of fuck them up to give it that rugged edge. You know what I mean? So I'm eating all the shit that's bad for you. Beer and sugar. I should be there in about 6 months. I'll have no teeth in me head.
Then we'll know. Yeah, then we'll know you're from England, bro. We got the ripoff verse in the chat. He says, "Listen, the reason he moved from Paris to Scotland is because it's completely fucked. The same as Berlin. Both have become North African crime ghettos, bro." Yeah, that sounds terrible.
It's full of like North Africans, blacks, and Jippos. When
Yeah.
I went over there, have you seen that Jippo gag that they always do, right? You're like, when they so you're walking around town, and then a Jippo will come up to you, right? And like distract you, and then a Jippo will put like a little bracelet on you.
Yeah.
Right? And then they'll be like, "Oh, that's 30 euros."
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, "Well, I didn't ask for that, you cunt. Why are you 30 euros? Fuck
Yeah.
off. You know, take it off, take it back." And then you know, you get these Jippos. You know, like them Russian women who look like their faces all shriveled up.
Yeah.
They suddenly pull a blade on you and like, you'll fucking pay the 30 euros. You know what I mean? They pull a
Yeah.
fucking blade on you.
Yeah.
In like they say, you can't go out in Paris after 6 o'clock.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
a bit like
terrible.
that in Croydon. You don't
No,
want
it's
to go
terrible.
out after 6 o'clock because you end up with a knife in your guts.
Yeah, no, I've been watching some of that Tyler Oliveira content. He's that YouTuber that goes and shows the scammers in the different countries. He's really good, and he went to Paris, he went to Rome, he went to England, he just went to Japan and exposed all the Nigerian scammers over there that were trying to run prostitution. And the cops don't do anything about it. In any of the countries, they don't do anything about it. They tell him that he's the one that's causing the problem. How crazy is that? And he's trying to stop it. Like in Italy, like in Venice, they're all the pickpockets and, like you said, the gypsies and everybody. And they go in big gangs and they get like women to do it. And even pregnant women, bro. Pregnant women's
Kids too.
Yeah, and kids too to do it. And the government's just turned a blind eye to it. It's a Clergy Plan 101 right there, bro.
It's like that. It's like in your area, though, isn't it? In Detroit, in Michigan, you know, that's been taken over. You know what I mean? That's been taken over by Muslims, and then in Minnesota, that's been taken over by Somalis. What you do, you get a Trojan horse, don't you? You'll get one person, so you get Ilhan Omar who gets all the power. Then everything goes through Ilhan Omar, and then she gets all her fucking uncles, cousins, and whatever to come over. You know, they don't got visas, they ain't got anything. She just smuggles them in the country. I think there's one of them I saw today, a Somalian. He's been like charged with all kinds of crimes, but he's still going to be allowed to be an elected representative because the Democrats hold sway, and they're like, well, it doesn't matter. We'll brush those charges aside. We'll put you in, and we'll just say, you know, hush, hush.
Yeah,
We
really.
should've gone after this bullshit instead of Venezuela.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, facts. But I don't know why they did that.
I do want Trump to go after Greenland, right? Just because it will kick off the motherfuck of all storms, right? Because then you'll have the UN, right? You'll have the EU. And as someone who's from United Kingdom, Britain, England, you know, essentially Europe, I want to see a real shake-up. So I'm really praying that Donald Trump doesn't lose his nerve. And I'm really hope he goes in and causes stinking Greenland. Because I want to get rid of the United Nations, fucking EU. I'm sick of it.
Well, I mean, that's what they want to do. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's like conspiracy theory maps or whatever that the WEF has put out where they divided the world into, into 8 zones. And one of the zones is the North American zone where they unite the Mexico with the Canada, with the Greenland, with the Cuba.
United States.
Yeah, they unite them all. So that's all he's doing. He's acting like he's this big guy, but no, he's just doing what they're telling him to do. The ripoff verse in the chat says, I watched that guy too talking about Tyler Oliveira. He says, have you watched the guy called Kurt Kaz on YouTube? No, I haven't seen him. I'll check him out, though. Same thing. He walks around with his friend, and that's pretty handy. And he shows how European capital cities are. Yeah, I'll check that out. We'll probably end up doing a whole stream on that. That'll be pretty good.
Shit, innit? Can you imagine, right? When you go on holiday, right? When you go, say you're like an American and you want to tour Europe, you know, say you want to go around and you want to paint all the lovely monuments, you want to paint all the churches, you want to paint all the landscapes, right? The last thing you want to do, right? You go to Europe, I'll go to Spain, I want to get a paella. You know what I mean? I want to experience Basque culture. I want to experience Barcelona, Catalonia, the Catalans. I want to experience that. And you go there, and it's just a bunch of fucking Africans. You know what I mean? And it's like they get rid of the culture, they get rid of the heritage, they get rid of the people. You know, the experiences, you know, the life experiences, the history. And it just gets all washed away for a bunch of savages that can barely put one foot in front of the other. I mean, what's the fucking point?
Yeah,
they're just anything.
They're going to be a drain. Yeah, and like John, John, did you hear that they gave asylum to all the Venezuelans? Now Venezuelans can seek asylum in America now.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. We just overthrew their guy. Now they should be safe to go back, you would think, but no.
Oh, you definitely want the women, though. You definitely want the women. I should know.
Yeah.
You know, there are some really hot Venezuelans, but there are also some very there's also some very not hot Venezuelans.
No, that's true. That's true. There's a lot of not hot people, but you know, we don't want we don't want people who are going to be a detriment. You know, a net negative.
We want people who are gonna. If we're gonna bring in people, they should become American.
Yeah, 100%.
It's cool to still have some pride in your home culture, right?
Sure,
but you're American. Like, learn the language, fucking believe in the vision of the founding fathers. If not, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I'm extreme on the immigration shit. I say we need to kick out all the legal immigrants too. Like, if you're not a citizen, get the fuck out. That's
I'm like Venezuelan tens for everyone. Venezuelan tens for everyone.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Now, I heard that, you know, one of the big reasons Trump went in there to get out what was in Venezuela was obviously the oil, to undermine Russia's oil prices, to undermine China's oil. But also, there was a lot of silver and gold mines over there. Did you hear about that? About how, you know, they were coordinating shipments of equipment, mining equipment, probably the silver, the gold, and everything like that. Did you hear about that, John?
I hadn't heard about my gold and silver, but I did know that there are, like, rare earth minerals, probably, like, I'm going to guess, like silicon and the shit that the lithium that they make the batteries out of, I'm going to guess. I know there's a fuck ton of oil. But the thing is, it would be one thing. You remember when Trump first took office and he's like, we went into Iraq and we didn't even get the oil.
Yeah.
I guarantee you we're not going to get the oil. There's going to be multinational corporations that pretend they're American corporations that are going to go in there and get all those contracts for the oil, but it's not going to benefit Americans in any kind of way. Maybe, you know, gas goes down 20 cents or something, which would be nice, but it's not going to really benefit us. It's not going to pay off our debt that we're, 42 trillion, I think now?
Yeah, well, I think the debt's a bunch of joke anyway. But here's the thing about it is, like, the one thing I didn't like about it, of course, I don't want the Venezuelan people to suffer. Of course, I'm happy that they're have a new chance or supposedly, you know, a new chapter. I'm happy about that. They deserve it. The thing I don't like is, like, what rules are we following? We just all of a sudden decide to go after Venezuela for, I don't know, narco terrorism, but then we got the Sackler family pumping oxycodone into America for the last 10 years, and they just got enriched by it. You know what I mean? Where's the delineation there? What about Colombia? What about these other countries? Are we just going to go?
Colombia's next. They were already saying Cuba and Colombia are next.
Yeah, and at the same time, we all know that the CIA ran all of that cocaine through Mena, Arkansas back in the 90s, and they probably run it everywhere now. So, you know, I mean, like, does the normal American people know this kind of stuff, and how come they don't know it?
No, of course they don't, because most American people just want to believe that we're America, America only does good, and, you know, they're normies. They are worried about their job, their family, and those are important things, obviously, but they don't really pay attention to what's actually going on in the world and what our country is doing in the world. Here's the crazy thing, right? I'm like the biggest anti-war guy there is. Like, I don't really want us involved in any wars.
Right.
This one at least kind of makes sense if our economy was doing well. Like, if it was Trump term 1 where the economy's rolling and people are, even though a lot of stuff like home ownership was already starting to get out of reach, but people still had extra money in their pockets and felt good about the economy. If our economy was like that, yeah, Monroe Doctrine, all these fucking commie countries and get those dictators out of there, fine, and we get their minerals or whatever. I would be. It makes sense because it prevents China from getting them. However, our country is not doing well economically, so we're going over there spending money we don't have. When Americans now, like, I think the average home owner, first time home buyer is like in their mid 40s.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like,
well, also, have you seen these homes? I was watching some inspections on the homes on YouTube. I started following a couple inspector people. The homes are built terribly. The homes are all falling apart. And they're charging like $1 million for them. And I'm like, what in the hell is... Who would want to own a home right now? You know, it'd be very difficult to... You know, I'd be so... You know, I'd be scared. I don't own a home. But I'd be scared to go out there and try... You're going to put your entire life savings into something only to realize that the whole foundation was being undone because 10 years ago, they didn't do a simple fix. They didn't do it. And so now they're trying to cheat you out of it.
No, definite.
And how come? Crazy. Yeah, how come we're all the way over in Venezuela when we're letting $8 billion here in in Minnesota? Well, think about if we went to every city or every state and did the same kind of audit to find the corruption. It's not hard to find. So it makes you wonder who is what is going on with the government? What are your thoughts on that, John?
I think they're just cleaning it out. You know, like they know the ship is sinking, and they're just extracting all the value that they can from it. And they're going to move on to the next place once they destroy this place. That's just what these rich people do. You know, they extract everything, and then they move to the next place to extract there.
Kind of like how they did England, and then they came to America, and then they're going to go somewhere else. I get it. So they're like locusts. James, what are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on that, James? Or you want to turn it back to the ladies?
Look, from the outside looking in, look, I know Trump's a polarizing figure, and, you know, the left can't stand him, and I know most of the people on the right can't stand him anymore for various reasons. But I made a joke yesterday, didn't I, to John? I said, I'm a simple kind of man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think in essence, Donald Trump is a very simple kind of man. And I know people don't want to hear this, but he's half a gangster who's attained a powerful position, the most powerful position in the world, and he's flexing his muscles.
Yeah.
And like any conqueror that's come before, in the future or in the past, he's just trying to see what he can take for his country, because that's how he thinks he should behave. He's a guy that wants to take, and take some more. Yeah. He's just got that kind of attitude. He's like any criminal. He's like any gangster. He's like any guy that's ever real estate dealer. You know, it's all about take. And from a simple man to another simple man, because I think probably me and Trump are on a similar level. If it's there to be got, I'm fucking taking it. You know what I mean? There's different levels, obviously. But if there's something there to be had, I want it. And he's like that. He's like, hey guys, what can we take today? And he fucking takes it, doesn't he? You know what I mean? And Hegseth's the perfect guy. Like, Hegseth's half an idiot, isn't he? He's very gung-ho. You know what I mean? Rubio's the kind of guy that will be like, yes, sir, anything you say, sir, 3 bags full, sir. He's got the perfect people, isn't he? That triangle of like Rubio, Trump, and Hegseth. Yeah. It's like the perfect storm to go and like take a few liberties, because they love that shit.
Well, and of course, you know his mentor was Ray Cohen. You know, the Jewish gangster Ray Cohen mentored Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's father had a whole bunch of interaction with that group of people, with the mafia and stuff like that.
He know how to deal with the blacks. I tell you, what a man! What a man!
but that's crazy. So anyway, we got all those bombs going on, and it's interesting to see how the media is responding to this, and they're trying to get everybody on board. There was a couple of funny things that happened about that. One of them was saying that they were saying Maduro was anti-trans or something like that. that, trying to get all of them on board. But that turned out to be a joke. I thought that was pretty funny though. So that was pretty.
Well, I'm sure he is. He's Hispanic. Like most Hispanics are not cool with any.
Yeah.
You know, even like just regular gay people, like in third world Hispanic countries, they don't play that shit.
Yeah.
Did
It's
you
like
see that
very
white geezer in the
underground over
dress
there.
with the long hair in the video, going like free Maduro or something? There was like a video. There was like this like fucking white geezer in a dress. Did you see that? And like long hair, and it's like,
Wow.
I don't understand. These people like are so the protesters. I was saying they go from Ukraine to Palestine to Venezuela. Then they're gonna go back to Palestine. Have you noticed you don't hear fuck all about Palestine now? It's all
It's
Venezuela.
true. Yeah, you don't hear anything about it.
It's that meme, the I support current thing meme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so stupid. You get these, and the worst thing, right? You know who I hate the most, and this is going to sound ridiculous coming from me, but the people I hate the most are old white people at the demonstrations. It's like I hate them so much. It's like, yeah, Maduro was democratically elected. I take Maduro over Trump. I'll take anyone who's white. Get rid of Trump. We've got to get rid of white people. Hey, fuckhead, you're white.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, you know, and that brings up an interesting point because I'm seeing more and more of these like Congress people starting to wear hijabs and stuff like that, especially in Minnesota. There are a lot of women now are even starting to go over and convert to Islam, and that's like the new trend that's going to happen. What do you think about that, James?
I think they're fucking idiots. You know what I mean? It's like it's like turkeys voting for Christmas. It's like the reason like the white people now, when they get put in prison, they immediately go over and convert to Islam. It's because they basically put a knife to your throat. They're like, if you don't convert to Islam, we're going to beat you up, we're going to kill you, or we're going to rape you. You know what I mean? That's what they're going to do. So they're forced to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't understand the white mentality. Islam is a religion. Islam is a religion that's not here to make friends. It's here to take over. They want to assimilate you. They want to take. They've decided that they're going to conquer and take over Europe, and they want to be the dominant and preeminent religion in every country. And they're going to be like that. In England, we've got the Church of England, and the head of the Church of England is Prince Charles. But King Charles now, sorry, King Charles, and he's very sympathetic, King Charles, to every religion except Christianity. They even make a joke that he's a secret Muslim. You know what I mean? Because he's like, he used to have to say, I'm King Charles, I am the defender of the faith. The faith being the Church of England, the Protestant church. But now he says, I'm King Charles, I'm the defender of all faiths. And the only reason he's saying that is because we have such an influx of Muslims and Islam is the predominant religion in our country.
Yeah.
And it's taking over. They are not here to play. They don't play around. It's like, you will convert by sword or by knife. You know what I mean? They're not giving you an option. You either convert or they'll get rid of you. It's that simple.
Well, and that's the thing too, is they stay separate. They stay balkanized from the rest of the society. They don't integrate. They stay in their own little groups until they grow big enough to try to force the change. Do you see anything like that going on in Miami, John? Or have you not?
We don't have a lot of Muslims down here. I mean, it's basically like a Latin American city in the United States down here, though. But it's been like that a lot longer than, a lot longer than it has anywhere else in the country with any other group. Just because, in California, at least back in the day, now it's probably different. But when I was out there, when I lived out there, I speak Spanish. So if I'm at the gas station trying to grab a pack of cigarettes and the guy doesn't understand me, I see he's like struggling with English, I'll flip to Spanish. And the difference is over there, they'll get mad at me for talking to them in Spanish because they actually want to learn the English because I guess it's more of a requirement out there. Out here in like the 70s and 80s, a large influx of Cubans came. They all learned English, but then the following waves were like, oh, all these people speak Spanish. Fuck it. Why am I going to learn English? In Miami, probably 50% of the population does not speak English. Spanish is more required in Miami than English is, as crazy as that sounds. And, so we've had it just not from the same groups that you guys are experiencing it out there. Like, we don't really have, you see some Muslim people here and there, but it's not like, it's not all over, there's not like protests in the street where they're doing those prayer, whatever the fuck they're doing in New York with the call to
prayer and all that.
Yeah.
Mamdani's sick. He's sick. You know what Mamdani's going to do? He's going to follow the blueprint of Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London. Yeah. He's just going to do it on steroids. What took Sadiq Khan 10 years to do in London, Mamdani will do it in 5 because he's accelerating it. Who's that? I made a tweet today. I forgot her name. But he's got that ugly bird, didn't he, who's like fucking some white bitch. You know, who's like saying that we got to steal everyone's houses. No one should be able to own homes. White people shouldn't be allowed to own homes.
Yeah.
Well, they said they were going to raise. They said they were going to raise the taxes. The way they framed it was like in rich areas, but basically the way that they're actually going to implement it, it's going to be like 90% of the people that are going to get impacted are white people, which is insane. Well, so it's basically like you're white, so you're going to get an extra tax.
Yeah, and they have this dynamic tax structure, right? That's supposed to change with your
Sia Weaver or something. I think her name's Sia Weaver. You Google her, right? She's like the ugliest bitch in the world, right? And she's saying white people shouldn't. She's saying like white people shouldn't be allowed to own homes, and we've got to take all the homes of rich white people. And it just so happens her mother's a rich fucking white person who owns a $1.4 million home. She's a fucking hypocrite. I hate those people. They're the worst, right? White people betraying white people are the worst fucking people. They're worse than any black, any Muslim, any other ethnicity. And I like John's community. I like the Spanish, the Latin Americans, because they're socially conservative, they're Catholic, and they're loyal. I like those people. On a whole.
And they believe in families. Yeah, they believe in families.
They're family-orientated people.
Yeah, they don't kick you out just because you become a grandfather, you know.
I like them. I just don't want them here either, though.
No, well, you know, it's a very different story with a bunch of white people and the black community.
You'd be begging to have them over there, I'll tell you.
I'm in Miami. We have Colombians here. Colombians are way better than Venezuelans. Trust me.
Okay, so if you had to do a tier list of the Latin American countries, would you put Colombia at the top, or who's at the top?
I like mine to have a mustache, so Maduro.
For me personally, I really like Argentinians. The just on looks, not because they have some Italian blood, they have some German blood in there too. Yeah, I really like Cubans, but I might be a little partial there. Colombians, like those 3 are the tops. I'm not going to count
Lionel
Brazil.
Messi.
Brazilian women are super hot
Lionel
too.
Messi's wife, she's gorgeous. Lionel Messi's wife is.
Yeah.
Brazilians are Portuguese, so it's like not the same culture.
Not the same thing. All right, so who's at the bottom of the Latin American communities?
God.
Or countries? Is it like Uruguay? Are we talking like that? Are we talking like Panama?
No, Uruguay is very similar to Argentina as far as the people and the genetic makeup goes. So they should be about. I haven't met a lot of Uruguayans because they're not too many down here. I would say like Honduras. It's like a bunch of like.
Are they the short ones? The really short group of people?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, extremely short, extremely Inca or Aztec or one of those tribes from back in the day.
Yeah, they got a lot of the indigenous blood. Now,
very
CK,
round faces.
CK has a question for John. Do you think Venezuelans, Brazilians are arrogant, and is Argentina and others kind of cool?
Every Hispanic is arrogant towards their own people. Like, it's funny. I always laugh because the left tries to. They made up this term, people of color, right? To basically say everyone that isn't white. But none of these people of color, quote unquote, get along with each other, even in their own kind of ethnic enclaves. Like, you talk to a Cuban, obviously people who have been here a generation already, they're not from there, don't have the same kinds of feelings. But like, you take a Cuban and you tell him he's a Puerto Rican, or vice versa, you might have to fight because they hate each other that much. And all those Hispanic countries, Cubans and Puerto Ricans, all call the Central Americans spear chuckers. Because they are. Because that's.
When they start fighting, though, is it a bit like West Side Story where they break out into a dance and go doo 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 doo? I imagine that's how the fight is between the Jets and the Sharks. Why they're dancing around?
Not in Miami. In Miami, there's a lot of guns, so you just got to be careful in Miami.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Don't
packing.
kill people, rappers do. Sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, when I was in Asia, I asked them the same thing. When I was in China or Taiwan or whatever, and Japan, I asked them, what do they think? Like, I thought they were going to be racist towards white people or black people, whatever. They said, no, we're only really kind of racist against other Asians, other groups of Asians, and they just kind of stack and compete against, like, if they're Korean or South Korean or North Korean or Vietnamese or Laotian or whatever, or Filipino, and they that's how they rank it. They don't even look beyond that. Is that kind of how it is, John? The Latin American people just kind of compete against each other?
It depends on the group, right? Like Cubans are very pro-America, like they've always been. You go to Cuba now, and there's still like American cars from the '50s, but like all the internals are like from Chinese and Russian parts, because they just don't get the imports from America to fix things. But Cubans in Cuba love America and like American culture. They're all about it. Not every Hispanic is the same though. Like it from the outside looking in, I'm sure it's all like, okay, they eat rice and beans. They're probably pretty similar.
Yeah.
And they're not. Like, the Mexicans fucking hate Americans for the most part. The ones in Mexico hate, especially Trump, right? They gotta hate him.
Well, what about the Mexicans with those big, long cowboy boot tips? Have you seen those? They're almost like clown shoes, or they're water skis.
Like in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Well, they're even longer. They're even longer. I've seen them like super long, where they have to walk and they look like skis when they go into the, and they still try to dance with them and stuff like that, bro. It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting culture for sure. It's weird. There's a lot of differences though, even within I'm sure you've met a bunch of different kinds of Mexicans, right? Like, and when I say different kinds of Mexicans, I don't mean like different nations. I mean like different regions of Mexico.
The states in Mexico, like Oaxaca or Jalisco or Guadalajara.
Yeah, there's different levels of education. Like they speak some Mexicans, like the real educated Mexicans. I can't tell the difference between their speech and a Spaniard's speech. A lot of times.
Educated Mexicans, is that real?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
There's down in by Mexico City. Yeah, they got all kinds of them like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you have like the more, I guess you would say, country, even though it's more like desert out there, I guess. Yeah. But the less educated ones, they're the ones with all the crazy slang that you hear probably in the streets of LA and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no, definitely.
Danny Trejo Mexicans, mate. That's what I like, the Danny Trejo guy.
Yeah, we got him out here. We got a couple of his taco trucks, and he's got a couple of his taco spots. Now, James, how often are you able to get off the island of England, and do you see other cultures? Because I kind of take that for granted being over here in like California. I see Mexicans all the time. I see all this other stuff going on. Besides the immigrants, do you ever get an opportunity to see that, or is England kind of have different regions and people are different in different areas, or are they kind of all the same?
England is a melting pot. If you come from like me, South London. So if you come from London, you probably would never need to go anywhere else in your life if you weren't so inclined to travel.
Yeah.
Because we have every restaurant you could possibly imagine. We have every ethnicity, we have every culture, we have every bar, we have every restaurant, we have everything you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Some places are more affluent than others. I come from the poor end, as you can imagine, with the way I speak.
Yeah.
Mercy's very taken by the way I speak, which is cool. I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else other than South London. But
yeah.
If you go up west, like the West End, that's better. Chelsea, places like that. But no, I want to get out. I do want to get out. Hopefully this year I can get out to you, do a bit of travelling, experience some different cultures, experience some different people. That'd be good. But
now, is the food kind of the same all over England?
Kind of knocked it out of me, like with travel and all that.
Yeah.
COVID was like, I was like, I couldn't be bothered. You know what I mean? No one was bothered.
Facts.
So I kind of become insular by the government making you insular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you just knuckle down and you get on with your life. But now we're coming. Now we've long come out of COVID, so it's time to like spread your wings and go and see some places. But I've seen I've been all over Europe, Spain, France, been to places, Italy, Germany. I've been to all those places. I'm one of those people. Once I've seen it, I've seen it. There isn't I love England. There isn't anything that I can't get in England that I couldn't get over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different people, different cultures, but it's very samey. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Because Europe has become one homogenous group, like John was saying.
yeah,
They flooded the market. You know, we got Africans over here, we got Muslims over here, we got Indians. You know, we got Pakistanis.
yeah.
We got every nationality and every culture you could possibly imagine, and we're all like fucking stuck together, even though we hate each other.
Yeah, kind of like what you said earlier about the we got the I was thinking about the Mondani guy in New York, the mayor, and how he started. They've already started playing that call to prayer 5 times a day in his area. So there you go with that.
That's what they did in Michigan, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. They creep in.
If you become the preeminent, predominant, basically what they'll do is they'll filter everyone through the system. So I don't quite know how you'll work, but say like in our one, it'll be councillors, MPs, mayors.
Yeah.
Once they've got the levers of power, they can implement their way of life.
Right.
And it's basically because they've got the levers of power, you can't do anything about it.
Right.
It's basically they're in charge because they have the voting block.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's smart about what they do. One thing I won't take away from them, they're smart. They basically pitch up in an area, they flood the market with all their people, they basically dominate the voting system, and then they'll dominate the local politics, and they'll take over the area, and they'll make it in their image. So it's not like they've even left their country. It'll just be like little Somalia.
No, you're right. You're right, but the government has to enable that, and I think that's the big picture that a lot of people they don't think about. They just see all these immigrants coming over here. They don't think about who paid for them to transport them. How does somebody who can't even buy a T-shirt all of a sudden afford a ticket to come from Somalia and fly all the way to America
It's fraud.
Yeah.
It's fraud.
Yeah, and then you know, if you tried to get into government, right? How hard would it be for you to get into government? Now, I'm not talking about if you could do it. I'm talking about if the people already in government, would they let you succeed? The answer is no, they wouldn't let you succeed because you're not one of them. They would keep you out. So the question is then how are all these other people from other countries starting to accelerate and get successful in government? And the only answer you can come to is that the government is promoting it themselves, you know, underground. What do you think about that, John?
No, yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, this lady, what's her name? Ilhan Omar. She's been here how long? Not that long. And she somehow, with the support of her Somali people, got into office.
And now she's worth $30 million.
I would assume more. Probably there's a lot on the black books that we don't know about. But yeah, I mean, she's facilitated. I would imagine she's facilitating a lot of that fraud that's going on, for sure.
So my question is, John, my question is, are people going to start looking past this? You know, we get the answer back. Oh, this is how it is. This is policy. Well, who sets the policy and who allows all this? Are people going to start pushing those questions? Do you see that maybe society's starting to wake up? Like, I know we have black fatigue, and now we have like Somali fatigue, and now we're having scammer fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Are people waking up to this? What about the Indian truckers who are doing U-turns in the middle of the highways? We
are doing a very good job, George. We are doing a very good job. We have no license, and we are running over everyone. Very good job, thank you.
Yeah. No, that's what's going on, and you know, they're getting fast-tracked through these systems and given these licenses, professional CDL licenses, commercial driver's license.
Imagine giving a driving license, right, to a guy that wipes his ass with his hand, right?
Yeah.
Fucking eats fly-infested food, right? Yeah. Can't speak English, right? Can't read the signs, right? So you just give him a fucking driving license and say, yeah, off you go, son. This isn't going to cause a massive accident.
Yeah, and then
those people that facilitated that fraud should be put in prison and never let out because they've destroyed families over this.
Yes.
Their do-gooder attitude.
Yeah. Well, that is the government, and that's my question: is like, when are we as a people going to pierce that membrane of that government? Because the government is facilitating fraud, and they're just telling us that, oh, it's the policy. We can't do anything about that. When are we going to demand that, oh, fuck that, fuck the policy, get rid of it? The only person I've really seen say some stuff like that is Asmongold. What do you think about that, John? Oh, hold on real quick, John. I gotta fix up the audio. I guess I didn't fix that one. I fixed everything else on the. It's the technology. All right, see, say something. Are we back with that one? No, we're not back. Hold on, I gotta do the other one. All right, we'll do this one right here.
Let your tiger out, dickhead. Can't stand
All right, we're back. Okay, sorry about that. What do you think about that, John? Do you remember the question, or you want me to refresh you?
Well, you were saying,
what can we do about it?
What can we do about it? Are we
not
too far
really
gone, kind of
not
thing?
really. What can we do about it? Because I'm not too concerned about that. What I am concerned about is at what point does the normie say enough is enough, or will the normie never say enough is enough?
I think it. See, here's the thing: we're in an online bubble, right? And on Twitter, of all places, where like the most extreme messages are getting pushed on both sides.
Yeah.
So, when you go out and you talk to people, most people are normies that either support one side or the other, but they're just normies. They think everything is fine, nothing is too terrible.
Sure, I know that, but is there ever going to be a time when they're going to say enough is enough? You know, they're starting to experience higher grocery prices, you know, stuff like that. Crazy.
The big thing is going to be, there's two things that'll like break people, normies. One, when they finally say, you know what, Social Security, it's done. We fucked up. We spent all the money. It's gone. There's no more Social Security. That's going to be one big eye opener. And then the other one, the bigger one, is the thing that always causes mass revolutions when the food supply gets out of hand. You know, when food gets way too expensive.
Yeah.
That people are having to plan, like, do I eat a meal today or do I hold out till tomorrow?
Right.
And that'll happen eventually.
That's what happened in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe used to be the breadbasket of Africa, but under Mugabe there was hyperinflation, and you were paying like 4,000% markup on the loaf of bread. I mean, and the shelves were empty. So they went from being a breadbasket of Africa to, you know, what you saw where they were like, fucking, right, it's so bad. This is what I want you to do, guys. Go and kill all the white farmers, slaughter all the animals and burn down their farms because they were idiots. Instead of collaborating, working with the whites, they just thieved it and burned it down.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, John, you don't think anything will happen until the food really gets in crisis because that's
food
all.
Or Social Security or like.
Now, why do you think Social Security?
Because that's going to be a big wake-up call. Like, according to the current projections, we have, unless they do something drastic, 2033, it's done. They're like, so they're talking about pushing the retirement age. Like right now, you can retire, I think, at 65, or you can wait 5 more years until it's fully vested, and then you get a higher amount. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
At the current pace, if they don't, they're talking about now. Oh well, people live longer, so they want to push it to 75 or something, and you know they're pushing a lot of like, hey, we're gonna kind of fuck you guys over, even though you paid into this thing your whole life that you didn't really ask for. And when that shit comes to a head, I think that's going to be one big wake-up call. Like, that's going to be a big smack in the face to everyone that's worked their whole life, and then now there's nothing.
No, I agree with you on that, but, you know, it's very interesting that the old people, bro, they can't even use a computer. They can't even, like, use a tablet. They can't even complain, and all the systems are switching over to computer systems. So, you know, and when they cut off Social Security, it'll be the old people who get affected. So they won't have anywhere to bitch or complain about. And plus, they're already old, and nobody's going to care. So I don't even know if them shutting off Social Security would matter.
Well, 2033 is going to be different, though, because 2033, you think 65-year-old, it means they were born in, like, 78. So, like, a year older than me, basically, right?
Okay.
We know how to use computers.
Yeah.
when that shit gets cut off, we're gonna go right to the internet and start fucking raising hell, aren't we?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I agree with what you're saying, and it should be enough. It should be enough. People should be upset about it right now. That even the projections say that in 33 or whatever that it's not going to work out too well. But I kind of I'm inclined to kind of think that. What you saying, James?
Well, to me, from an American perspective, ground zero surely got to be New York, because Mamdani got elected basically on promising free stuff. He was like, free stuff for everyone. You know, he was like, the collective, the community, you know, everyone gets a fair shake. You know, everyone's equal under the banner of New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was basically promising everyone that. And when he can't deliver, because he's never going to be able to deliver, and when he starts having to raise taxes, even the people that he's most ardent supporters are going to feel the bite. So surely they might not vote Republican, but surely there's going to be some pushback, and you're going to understand that that's not the way. That's not the American way. Because to me, America has always seemed, America is big, it's bold, it's capitalism, it's reaching for the stars. And if you're suddenly getting all these people in power that are saying, well, less is more, surely that's going to fuck off Americans like you and like John, work hard, who strive. Forrest Mummy's always talking about this, like a husband or a partner or whatever, you know, who works hard, strives, and the government continues to reach in their pockets for more taxes to pay for people to have free stuff. That's going to piss them off eventually.
Yeah.
Well, but half of the country is up for it because half of them vote for that, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, and New York is like, like 80% left wingers?
Bro, New York is already smoked. I don't think that Mamdani getting voted in is like the raising the white flag of surrender, in my opinion. We got CK in the chat. He says his dentist had to escape Rhodesia. The slaughtering was so intense. CK, was he white or black? Let me know. We got Blue Lotus. She says that millennials are fucked. We're never seeing Social Security. 100% agree. Social Security's cooked. And also, if they know that all they have to do is keep around Social Security, they can just keep printing paper money and making it fake. One more thing.
Push back retirement, like John says. In this country, retirement is approaching 70. So you're just going to have to work till you die, basically. You work till you die.
100%. Dickington Post says you can use it now, referring to Blue Lotus, if you go ahead and steal an old person's identity. You know, there's already a ton of identity theft going on. And, you know, really, the reason why I read that chat was because it really has become a scam type of economy. If you want to get ahead, you have to scam in the economy. No longer is it this situation where you can go out, work hard, and kind of get ahead as you used to be able to. We've shifted our era in the economy of the nation. You know, you might have seen that through maybe the 1900s to the 1970s, and then you saw it all change when Nixon actually opened up the doors to China. That's when everything started to change. What were you going to say, John?
Fuck, I don't remember.
James, were you going to say anything?
James was making a point, and I had something to comment on.
John was about to say I was wrong, and he's going to correct me because he's smart.
Oh, okay, no.
Oh, that made him remember, James. Did you see that?
No,
now he knows.
I think America is a much bigger place than most other places. So I think, you know, like James says, oh, New York, it's like the bastion of New York is so far away from me that I don't even, it could fall and burn to the ground, and I wouldn't even think about it. I mean, look, 9/11 happened, right? I was like, why am I waking up to watch this shit?
Well, you know, what was that, James?
He just shrugged his shoulders. You forget, because I forget, because like, I'm talking to you. You could fit England inside California where you are. You know what I mean? I forget. You know, we are such on a smaller scale to you that I think if New York sneezes, everyone in America catches the cold, and you're like, well, I live in California, I live in Miami, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? You are more state by state, aren't you? Whereas we're more country as a whole. So it's like it's hard to me to grapple with that, I think.
Well, also
originally.
Go on, John. You got it.
I was just gonna say, originally the way the country was supposed to be was that each state was its own kind of like its own area,
Dominion,
separate from
dominion,
the rest.
Is it like Monaco?
But
It's like a
united.
municipality, really.
Yeah, exactly. So the states have a lot of leeway to do their own thing and many states do this anyway, but as long as they don't break the Constitution, they're allowed to
Yeah.
kind of run the shit the way they want. But a lot of the states just say, fuck it, we're going to run it how we want, regardless.
Yeah.
Constitution be damned.
Well, and a big part of that too is a lot of the businesses, the companies that used to be in New York moved out of New York in 2020, and they moved to places like Florida. They moved to places like Texas. They moved to places like Tennessee. Yeah, and so they've already moved out. So they kind of already signaled that they were going to surrender New York to this new way of probably the WEF Agenda 2030 policies, and they're going to start encroaching using New York, Detroit, Minnesota as these like bulkheads to kind of push this I don't know what you would call it, socialist agenda or this new world order concepts into the rest of America from these big cities that used to be once the powerhouse of America. Detroit used to be the American dream back in the 40s, 50s, 60s. Same thing with Minneapolis.
When I think of Detroit, I think of automotives. You know what I mean? I think
It used to
of
be
Ford.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like my granddad, he worked for Ford.
Yeah.
And I think the first thing I think of like Detroit, Michigan. You know what I mean? What is it, Motor City? You know what I mean? I think of like Motown Records and stuff like that. That's what I think about when I think as an Englishman when I think about Detroit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at America, right? As an Englishman, you look at America with starry eyes. You know what I mean? It's like this big fucking beautiful place where you can go there and dreams can happen. And it's like Frank Sinatra used to say, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right,
Look at it like. I think now if I come over there, it'd be a fucking struggle, man. You know what I mean? It'd be like I'll be fighting tooth and nail just to get a foot on the ladder.
No, you're right. It's wild. We got Forest Mommy in the chat. Shout out to FOMO. Happy Hump Day to you. Big fan of FOMO. No, I think you're 100% right. And I was even looking at. I was watching a video the other day about. You remember when Maui burnt down, Lahaina, the biggest city, the capital in Maui. They haven't done anything in 3 years. Nothing. And so there's nothing going on. Their government is stopping the progress over there. And a lot of the people who are wealthy, they want to rebuild, but they're not letting them do it. And so I think that's crazy. You also have that big Oracle guy, Larry Ellison, who owns Lanai, and he's buying up parts of Hawaii left, right, and center. But he actually owns an entire island. Think about that, bro. That's crazy. And if I wanted to... Yeah, right? Yeah, he's one of those... He is one of those crazy guys. But if I wanted to go buy land in Hawaii, I'd have to probably marry a Hawaiian in order to be able to own land over there, because they have like this big, huge thing where you have to, be in the bloodline and all this kind of stuff. You have to be like 5th generation Hawaiian or something.
End up with one of those fat birds in a grass skirt. You don't want that.
Yeah. I don't think they're birds over there. They're more like pigs over there. But yeah, no, they get really fat over there. The thing is that I could buy a condo over there.
If you're porking a bird, right? If you're giving a bird one, you don't want the meat sweats. I'm telling you, fuck that shit. It's like what John's like.
John, did you hear that story about the meat sweats?
Yeah, I did. I was listening. If I see a bird
eating one of those hog roast things, mate, fuck her off. She'll have the proper meat sweats. I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, we got Blue Lotus in the chat. She says, I don't know if I'll ever have a pension, but the spot I work at offers 401k. Might start investing in that. Also trying to work as an artist on the side. 100%. That's what you have to do. I remember
America is like, when I think of America, I think of hustle.
Yeah.
You lot hustle. You are strivers. You are dreamers. You are big thinkers.
Okay.
And with guys like Mamdani, they're saying, you don't have to do that. You'll get everything for free. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to work. You don't have to strive.
Well, here's the thing that's different about America than anywhere else in the world, okay? America is the largest economic machine compared to anywhere else in the world. And the way that I want to tell you, you'll understand it right away. We do not have to have different bureaucracies take off percentages of our trade, because some of our states are as big as all the countries in Europe. So say, for example, you're trying to do business in Europe, you have to go from country to country to country, and all of that's bureaucracy that eats up all of the profit. But in America, you don't need that. You could go state to state, no problem, without bureaucracy. So you really have an opportunity to grow a large economic, business or endeavor if you want to. And also the distribution through our UPS, our postal system, is unlike anywhere else in the world. Not that it's high technology, it just means the scale of it. Our UPS, you can drop ship anywhere in America for basically the same rate. Whereas if it's over there in Europe, it's all different rates. You have to go across customs, you have to go across the borders. And so it really limits the ability to scale up economically with your own business. But in America, it's different. That's why America is an economic powerhouse. But you're right, with Madani coming in, he's trying to segment it off and kind of lock down the different parts. Because I can't do business in Detroit, right, with a Muslim group. I can't do business in New York with a Muslim group. I'm not in their enclave. I'm not in their group. It's the same thing with the Orthodox Jews as well. You can't do business with them. Same thing with the Mormons in Utah. I can't go into Utah and really do business because that Mormon bloc is like a big unified gang, and they all control the economics in that area. You get what I'm saying, James?
I get what you're saying, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I told you, John knows I'm a simple kind of man.
Meat and
I hear what you're
potatoes.
saying, and I don't fucking like it. And if I could punch it in the face, I would punch it in the face. You know what I'm saying? It's like simple solutions to difficult problems. If you got a problem, just fucking punch it in the face.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, John?
Well, just to touch on what James was saying right before you were giving him your spiel about the economy here and how it's different than Europe. But, he says that here is like the land of opportunity and go-getters. And they've dumbed us down and like turned us into complacent creatures of habit to where people aren't go-getters anymore. So then they dumbed us down to bring in go-getters from other parts of the world so that they can make it rich and keep us as second-class citizens in our own country.
I'm going to be very rich. I'm going to be a taxi driver in New York. Oh, yes.
Well, the interesting thing is the money is all there. Okay, I have a couple theories. Like, I don't believe the debt is real. I don't believe the national debt is real. I believe it's a big psychological psyop in order to constantly be used to push around, the American taxpayer. I don't think that, I don't even think that China is necessarily real with the way that they do things. They buy the bulk of their food internationally. They don't grow it themselves. All of the product that they make, they used to get funding from the American UPS in order to ship their product over to America. We would fund them to ship their shit to America, if you can believe that. They qualified for it under the Third World whatever Act or something like that. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and I think that the economy is shifting from a merit-based economy to more of a insider, more of a nepotism kind of economy, more of a scam economy, where they utilize the taxpayer in order. It's a three-party system now. You got the government, you got the victim that the government has a social service for, and then you got the taxpayer that they make pay for it all, and they enrich themselves with as they handle the money. That's kind of what's happening. That's what California is turning into. Even though California still has the economic might of like one of the 7 top countries in the world. What are your thoughts on that, John, if you have any?
Oh, well, I mean, I think California is actually the 6th largest economy in the world. I think Texas is like the
6th.
8th. And Florida's up there as well. New York is probably like a hair over or under California. But yeah, I mean, the problem is if you're not in a major population center, the opportunities go down exponentially.
Yeah.
It's just there's not as much. It's cheaper to live, sure, but the jobs don't.
Well, in California, this is going to blow your mind, John. In California, this year on 2025, when it ended and 2026 started, the world's largest maker of mozzarella cheese used to be in the Central Coast of California. They closed down. They're moving to Texas. They just built a fresh $1 billion plant, and they're moving to Texas, and they're taking all of that with them. And they were in Lemoore, California, and they're taking all of that support. Now think about this, okay? Because not only are they going to take 300 to 400 jobs that supported 400 families, and they were the well-paid ones, right? They made cheese. They had been in the area for 100 years. They also had support. They had all the farmers with the cows. Now, who are all those farmers with the cows going to sell their milk to? Because you can't take fresh milk and transport it. I think James went to the bathroom. You can't take fresh milk and transport it to Texas. It's too far. You're going to have the cows in Texas support that plant. So where are all the milk? Say something real quick, John, so we can switch you up there.
Can you?
Okay, that's great.
Me?
Thank you. Yeah, we can see you.
Okay.
So I was going to say, all of those cows, all those farmers are now shit out of luck. They're not going to be able to sell their milk. All of the people that sold feed to all those farmers are going to be shit out of luck. All of those people who ran restaurants, who ran the grocery stores, they're all shit out of luck. So the whole economy of the Central Coast, and the Central Coast has the best farmland in all of America. Period, bar none. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that, bro. You could feed everybody out of the Central Coast of California. But because of Gavin Newsom, because he's making it impossible for a 100-year-old business on that scale, and they basically provided mozzarella cheese to everybody, every pizza joint in the nation, bro. Every pizza joint in the nation. They provided the mozzarella cheese. Now they're moving to Texas. They're keeping the same accounts. But, now California's fucked on that, right? And it's just going to keep getting worse. So what are they trying to do? Are they trying to run all these people out so they can take the land and buy it at pennies? What are your thoughts on that, John?
On that front, I don't know. What gets businesses to move is you overregulate them, you overtax them, and they're like, we just can't afford to do business here anymore. So then they move to a place like Texas or Florida where there's no state income tax. I think Texas is the same, which, companies have to put in their portion of the state income tax, just like the federal income tax. There's less regulation. There's less taxes on the businesses. So they move to places like here in Texas, and now Tennessee is in the same boat, kind of. The problem is most people, this isn't just like a left-wing person thing. Like, this is also a normie person thing. They think, oh, these businesses make so much money. They're greedy businesses. And then they're like, we got to make them pay their fair share. And a lot of these businesses, on paper, they're like multi-million-dollar businesses, but they're not like these hugely profitable. They have a lot of expenses to pay out and stuff. And then all you end up doing is pushing those businesses out when they're like, well, we just can't afford to operate here because you tax us too much.
No, I agree. But even if those businesses make a ton of profit, they're entitled to that profit. The government shouldn't get to say, oh, well, because you guys make, $2 million, we're going to take $1 million of that. Fuck that. We got Blue Lotus in the chat. She says her mom and her live together in order to save on money. Neither one of us would survive alone. It's a big reason why I'm trying to make a second income, though it's sporadic at best. She's trying to be an artist as well with her full-time job. Shout out to you, Blue Lotus.
I'm a lover of the art.
Yeah, I support that. Now, James, I wanted to ask you: is that the way it's going to happen? Is there a silver lining?
I'm a lover of the arts.
Yeah, of course you are, bro. Is that?
I'm a lover of the arts.
Oh, lover. Oh, lover. Remember that song? That's all I can remember from it. My question was, is that a silver lining? Are people going to have to be more cohesive with their family? Are they going to have to live together longer? Are they going to have to work together more? And that's really going to be a positive that could come out of this.
Mate, in Italian culture, they never leave.
Right,
you know
right.
What I mean?
Italian
like
culture.
It's like the sons never leave. They stay.
Right.
And they take care of the old. You know what I mean? They take care of their parents and their grandparents. And then they inherit the house. And then they raise their children and grandchildren to take care of them into their dotage and their old age. It's built in Italian culture. I'm all about family. You know, I take care of my parents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I make sure my parents are all right. We don't live together, but there might come a time where I have to take care of them because they're not living in a home. They need me making promise that I would never put them in a home. So they'll never go in a home because I won't betray them. You know what I'm saying? But in this country, you get people that are not like me, that don't have that Italian blood, or they don't have that connection to their family. As soon as their parents or their, become an inconvenience, they'll chuck them in a home and just forget about them like yesterday's rubbish.
Right.
And I'm not like, you know what I mean?
No.
I'm a different grade. I'm a different generation, and I'm a different person in that respect.
No, I think
I'm a family guy.
I think that's really the answer to our situation here is to reestablish the three generation family, to have the grandparents with the parents with the children. I think that's the solution. And I know that especially in America, it's looked down upon. Oh, you didn't move out when you're 18. Oh my God, you still live with your parents. But if you think about it, it's the same psychology they used on women to start smoking back in the 1810s. With the torches of freedom. Oh, you deserve to smoke. You deserve to be out there. You deserve to pay taxes more. You deserve to go in the military. You deserve to pay the government more. No. Let's hold off on that. Let's redirect the resources and keep it within the family. We got Blue Lotus. What does she say? She says, down here, efficiencies are a big thing. Basically, a room in a house that's completely private from the house. She pays $700 a month. If these didn't exist, she'd have to leave Miami. Okay, so oh wait, no, that's John. John said that. My bad, John. John said that to Blue Lotus. I completely agree with you, John. I think coming full circle and having to reintegrate the family and have a society based upon the reintegration of the three generation family is key, is important. I think that's how we beat this.
We live in the same area. We live within a 5-mile radius, so if they need me, I can get to them. And if and vice versa. So we live near each other, so I can help to take care of them in their old age. I mean, they want to be independent. They want to be independent and live their life for as long as they can. But like with all old people, there's going to come a time where you have to make a decision. Do they go in a home, or do you take care of them? And I promise I'll take care of them. So I will take care of them when the time comes. And I've made sure that I live in an area where I'm close enough that if they need me, I'm only a phone call away and I can get to them within a blink of an eye.
No, I agree with that. Dickie Post said it'll just make women think it's okay to live with their parents forever. True, but maybe they're not going to be hoes. Or maybe they'll be like that story James told where he was fucking with the grandfather right outside the door. That was hilarious. Blue Lotus, she says she's...
Imagine this, if he was jerking himself off.
Well, I mean, grandfathers need a little love too, I guess, right? Blue Lotus says she's half Cuban. We took care of our grandparents, not about to put anyone in a home. I'd go to prison if somebody had ever hurt them. I completely agree with that. Family first. Yep. Pat says...
in this country, right, it's so mad, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about that. What they do is, right, they abuse them.
Yeah.
Right? Steal money off of them.
Yeah.
Like when they get their pension or they get any money, they thieve off of them. They don't clean them properly. They don't feed them. They treat them. They just basically put them in a corner and leave them to die. And that ain't ever happening to my mother or father. Not in this life. Not while I've got breath in my body.
Right, and you get paid a premium. You have to pay a premium to do that. It's bullshit. There's tons of.
You couldn't even believe it. Some of these somehow. For such little effort, how much it costs for your parents. You'll be bankrupt in 5 years.
And that's the goal. That's what they want to do. They want to bleed you of your wealth. They want to remove the wealth. They want to make you dependent, and so you go into UBI, Universal Basic Income. Pat says family that stays together builds a dynasty. Don't have a huge, but nevertheless, it's true. I agree with that. Heidi says, hey Pat, me and my hubby, my BIL are a tight knit little family. That's 100% true. You got to be a tight family.
I think it's a good thing that people that are in our chat are of a similar mindset. I think it's good.
Well, I think I agree with you. I think that's the way it should be. I think it's foolishness When I think about the American dream that's been sold to everybody is that you get out, everybody has their own car, everybody has their own house, everybody has, and so think about all that money that's not going to push your family forward. If you had say stayed at home for 4 years, maybe you could buy your house outright and you didn't have to have a loan, or maybe you could pay for the college outright and no loan, or things of that nature. Of course, I'm saying you got to have your own car in America, bro. Of course, right? America's so big. It's not like
Man,
it's not.
fucking, you miles to get anywhere, innit? It's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
it's not like Tokyo. It's not like these other
Unless you're
places.
in like San Francisco or New York, you need a car.
Well, and I would even say, even if you're in San Francisco, you need access to a car. Because San Francisco is so small, you still, if it's not your car, at least have access to it. Now, New York, I've never lived in, but I agree with you. You're probably right. You probably don't need a car in New York. I know a lot of people who
you can get by in London without a car.
Or like
Because
London.
the public transport system, You've
Right.
got tube, you've got train, you've got bus, you've got taxis, you've got you got everything. London's different. But if you live in the country, you can't be playing that game, man, because you're fucking miles from anywhere.
100%. I completely agree with you. And it's like what Blue Lotus says. She says, you got to have the grandparents around. They really, they make the home feel like a home, especially for the little ones, for your kids. If you have kids, and you want that for your kids. You want that. Well, I don't know. Mine are gone too, but mine were fucking crazy. Mine were assholes. So whatever, right? But
it's fucking different, right? You think I'm mad and mental? You never met my fucking nan, mate. Fucking, she was proper Italian and proper mental. She was like the fucking she was like one of my relatives once, right? They had a family member that died, right?
Yeah.
She jumped into the grave to be with them. She was that Italian and crazy. She jumped onto the coffin and was banging and going, "Take me, take me."
I mean,
fucking.
Yeah, I mean that's passionate though. I can't fault her for that. She loves, right?
That's a
Like-
Latin thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
No.
type of person when your back's turned, they stab you with a stiletto. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, mine were just batshit crazy, like really mental. They were really like had mental problems. John, what about you? How are your grandparents?
My Cuban half, they were very strict but loving. They were always there. My grandmother practically raised me along, my grandfather. We would go to their house sometimes, but usually my grandmother would just, hang out at the house, watch us after school and cook dinner and then take off. But it was very, very much family oriented. My other half is like, they're across the country. I loved them to death. My grandmother died when I was kind of on the young side. My grandfather died when I was like early 20s, more or less. And then my two Cuban grandparents lasted a little bit longer. But it was sad towards the end because my grandmother got Alzheimer's, which is what my dad's going through now.
Oh, your dad has that. That's terrible. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, Alzheimer's, dementia. Like, he doesn't know who I am most of the time. He just kind of recognizes me as a friendly face.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks I might be like an old friend or a cousin or something like that. And
Wow.
but he's getting like aggressive with other people too now. So
Damn.
it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like my Italian grandfather, Domenico, who I'm named after, my middle name. We used to go and see him in the nursing. He had to be put in a nursing home because when they get the dementia, sometimes they get violent. And he used to beat up my grandmother. He loved her to bits. He would have never done it when he was full compos mentis.
Yeah, no, that dementia.
They get scared and they lash out. So he got physical and he started like putting it on people. And I was only a child and I used to go and visit him at the care home that he was in, right? And basically all he could eat was yogurts, soft foods, right? And my mother would be feeding him the yogurt, and all the words that he would go. This is what he'd do all day. He'd go num 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 num.
Wow.
He was so gone. He totally forgot and lost all his memories. And this was a guy who absolutely adored my grandmother. He would kill anyone who even looked wrong at her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he got physical with her, so he had to be put in a home. And
Yeah.
all the words. Any time I ever saw him, he would be eating like cold custard or yogurt. And he would just go num 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 for the hour or the 2 hours that we'd be there. It's sickening. It's such a cruel disease
Yeah.
that you forget everything you've ever known and loved.
Yeah, bro, that would be terrible. We'll definitely have to talk about that. I didn't realize both you and John had a history with that or have an experience with that. I'd love to talk about that more and about how it kind of impacted your family, because that's one of my worst fears. Is like you have a parent that they have dementia or something like that. You have to deal with it. That'd be heartbreaking. I can't even talk about it. But we're coming up on 2 hours, so I didn't want to dive into all that kind of stuff. So you guys be thinking about your last thoughts. I'm gonna jump into the chat real quick. We're gonna. CK says, yeah, that's stage 4. They need a locked facility, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
100% agree. It's a horrible thing to see, says Pat, a loved one go through. Oh man, it would be heartbreaking. Shout out to everybody else in the chat. Shout out to Forest Mommy for popping by. Shout out to Dickie Then Post for popping by. Pat, of course, CK, Blue Lotus. So glad that you came by and contributed what you contributed. Appreciate that conversation. Really helps a lot on the chat when everybody on the podcast, when everybody from the chat wants to contribute too. All of our experiences are so important, and it's so good to find out that we all have similar experiences, and it kind of strengthens us together and helps us to understand how to make sense of what we're going through, so that we can get through it.
Remember when they were young. You got to remember when they were strong. You got to remember when they were at it. Because my great grandfather, he was a little guy. You know what I mean? Because of the Italians, they're all little guys, isn't they? He was barely over 5 foot, but you would think he was a fucking giant. He was a giant of a man who was a very tiny man. And my mother fucking adores him because my nan, like I told you, my nan wasn't a particularly good person. So she was raised by her grandparents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My nan wanted to give my mother up.
Oof.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because but so she was raised by my grand, and she adores them, and hence she named me after my great grandfather who went through that.
Yeah.
But it's like fucking, you'd be amazed like how some small people, I mean, this is why I always laugh, right, when you see people on the internet saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm a tough guy. I'm telling you, my great grandfather, he was basically a midget. But he had the heart of a lion, and he could put it on anyone. I'm telling you. So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So don't worry about the Matt Meads of the world. They'll be sorted. They'll be sorted in due time.
Yeah, grab and we'll iron them out. Hell yeah. John, what are your final thoughts? And everybody follow John. He's got his YouTube channel up right there, Third Rail Politics. Give him a follow. He's going to start streaming pretty soon. John, what are your thoughts as we wrap it up today?
Now before it gets way too expensive, guys.
Oh, how much was all that? What do you got right there? You got some DDR RAM?
Really, no, this is actually an SSD storage drive.
How many terabytes? How many?
8.
Which I got a sweet phone on it.
Yeah, I found it. It's made for PlayStation, but works
how much did you
PC.
pay? How much did you pay for it?
It's so expensive, but I got it for so cheap considering.
How much?
$730.
Damn! I got me a 2 terabyte right here. Boom.
Probably paid like close to $300 for it, right?
140.
Yeah. I have a bunch of new toys coming in the mail in the next 3 days. I'm getting a new camera.
Love it.
That's coming in a couple days. I got a teleprompter coming, which is a third monitor, so I can look straight into the monitor while I'm looking at you guys and talking to you guys. So it doesn't.
You got to put it as James would say. You're going to put it on us.
Yes, I'll be mogging all of you.
I'm waiting for my penis enlargement pills. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah!
You're not supposed to tell the people about that, James.
Hell yeah!
They know.
You're supposed to show them the results.
But everybody go follow John on Third Rail Politics.
Family's important. Take care of your family. You guys are here, so you guys are obviously not normies who are just like head in the sand. So,
or if you are, we love normies. I love normies.
Yeah, we do too. But our people aren't fucking normies, man.
Yeah.
They're all on Twitter with us.
Yeah,
fucking
facts.
trolling people.
The other thing too is give him a follow. He's going to start doing his streaming as soon as he gets all his stuff plug and play. We're going to do another live on Saturday, normal schedule, and then I'll start up my videos again. Start Monday for the artsy fartsy stuff. We'll have a good time doing that. Everybody, thanks so much for coming out. Thanks so much for having a good time with us and having a good little conversation. I hope you guys have a rest of your great rest of your week, great rest of the hump day. Hope you do something fun tonight. Be excited. Control that critical eye. Have a good schedule and kick some ass. So knuckles up to everybody, and we're going to be out of here. Thanks everybody. Bruvs out.